I should have known something was wrong the moment my sister told me not to overthink it. That's the thing about family. They know exactly which words will make you relax your guard. It's just a small surprise, she'd said over the phone that morning, her voice bright and casual. Nothing crazy. Just come by around 7. I almost didn't go. I'd had a long week at work, the kind where you feel like you've been running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up, and all you want is to collapse on your couch with takeout and silence. But she was my sister, my only sister. And in our family, you showed up when someone asked you to. So I showed up. The house was my parents' place, the same 2-story colonial where we'd grown up, where the third step still creaked and the kitchen always smelled faintly of coffee no matter what time of day it was. I could see lights on through the front windows as I walked up the driveway, hear the muffled sound of voices inside. More than a few voices, actually. Way more than what just a small surprise should have required. I remember pausing with my hand on the doorknob, that uneasy feeling starting to creep up my spine. But I pushed it down. I was being paranoid. My sister wouldn't do anything to make me uncomfortable. She knew better. I opened the door. Surprise. The shout hit me like a physical force. There were at least 30 people crammed into my parents' living room, spilling into the dining room, filling every available space. Balloons, streamers, a banner that read "Congratulations" in big metallic letters. My parents, my aunts and uncles, cousins I hadn't seen in months, co-workers, friends from college, neighbors, all of them grinning at me, some holding up their phones to record the moment. And for about 3 seconds, I felt that pure shock of a surprise party, that weird mix of embarrassment and gratitude and overwhelming attention. Then I saw who was holding the cake. The room didn't actually go quiet all at once. It was more like a wave, starting with the people closest to me who could see my face, who watched as my smile died, and something else took its place. The silence spread outward as people realized something was very, very wrong. She stood there in the center of the room, holding a sheet cake decorated with flowers and my name in frosting. Still beautiful in that effortless way that used to make me feel lucky and now just made me feel sick. She was smiling, but it was tight around the edges, uncertain. Like she wasn't quite sure what kind of reception she'd get, but had convinced herself it would be fine. It would not be fine. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. My brain was trying to process why she was there, how she'd gotten there, who had thought this was remotely acceptable. The last time I'd seen her was 2 years ago, when I told her in no uncertain terms that I never wanted to see her again. When I'd blocked her number, her social media, cut every possible thread that connected us. There were reasons for that. Good reasons. The kind of reasons that don't fade just because time passes or because someone decides a party is a good place for a reunion. My sister appeared at my elbow, her hand on my arm. "Surprise," she said again, but quieter this time, nervous. "I know you two haven't talked in a while, but I thought maybe enough time had passed, and this could be a chance to." "Get out," I said. I didn't say it to my sister. I said it to her, to the woman holding the cake. My voice came out flat and cold, and I watched her flinch. "I just wanted to," she started. "I don't care what you wanted." I cut her off. "I need you to leave. Now." My mother moved forward, her face a mixture of confusion and concern. "Honey, what's going on? Your sister thought it would be nice to." "Mom." I turned to look at her, and I must have looked worse than I felt because she stopped mid-sentence. "I need everyone to listen to me very carefully. I cut this person out of my life 2 years ago for reasons that are mine and mine alone. I never gave anyone permission to contact her. I never gave anyone permission to invite her back into my space. And whoever made this decision did so without asking me, without considering what I might want, without respecting a boundary I set for my own well-being." The room was completely silent now. Some people were staring at me. Others were staring at her. A few were already edging toward the door, clearly wanting no part of whatever drama was unfolding. My sister's face had gone pale. "I didn't know it was that serious. You never told me exactly what happened. I just thought you'd had a falling out, and I wanted to help fix things because she reached out to me a few months ago and said she missed you, and..." That's when it clicked. She'd reached out. She'd manipulated her way back into my orbit by going through my sister, playing the victim, probably spinning some story about a misunderstanding or hurt feelings or whatever narrative made her look sympathetic. Here's what I need you to understand. When someone sets a boundary, especially one as absolute as cutting another person out of their life entirely, there's always a reason. Maybe that reason seems trivial to outsiders. Maybe it seems dramatic. But here's the question I want to ask you, whoever's listening to this. If someone you trusted, someone you loved, told you they needed a specific person out of their life, no contact, no exceptions, would you respect that? Or would you decide you knew better? Would you decide that your desire to fix things, to play peacemaker, to orchestrate some heartwarming reunion was more important than their explicitly stated needs? Because that's what my sister did. With the best intentions, I'm sure. But intention doesn't erase impact. I stood there in that crowded living room, surrounded by people who'd come to celebrate something I hadn't even wanted to celebrate in the first place. It was an anniversary at work, which someone must have mentioned to my sister, and I had to make a choice. I could explain. I could lay out exactly what this woman had done, the betrayal that no one in that room knew about except her and me. I could justify my reaction, defend my boundary, make everyone understand why I'd turned a happy surprise into a nightmare. Or I could just leave. I chose to leave. "I'm sorry," I said to the room at large. "I appreciate whatever this was supposed to be, but I can't stay here." I walked out, just turned around and walked back through the door I'd entered maybe 5 minutes earlier. Behind me, I could hear the eruption of voices, people talking over each other, my mother calling my name, my sister saying something I couldn't quite make out. I sat in my car in the driveway for a long time, watching through the windows as the party dissolved. People started leaving in clusters, awkward and uncomfortable. I saw her leave too, still carrying that stupid cake, getting into a car with someone I didn't recognize. My sister came out about 20 minutes later. She knocked on my car window, and after a moment, I rolled it down. "I'm sorry," she said, and she was crying. "I didn't know. I really didn't know it was that bad." "You didn't ask," I told her. "That's the problem. You didn't ask." The fallout took weeks to settle. My parents wanted an explanation. My sister wanted forgiveness. Extended family members who witnessed the scene wanted to know what could possibly justify that kind of reaction. I told my parents and my sister the truth, finally. All of it. The things I'd kept private because they were humiliating and painful and mine to carry. The way she'd stolen from me, systematically and deliberately over the course of our friendship. Not just money, though there was that too, but opportunities. Ideas I'd shared in confidence that she'd presented as her own. A promotion I'd been in line for that she'd undermined me for and gotten instead. The final straw, the thing that had made me cut her off completely. She slept with someone I was seeing, not because she wanted him, but because she wanted to prove she could take him from me. That was who she was. Someone who saw the people closest to her as competition, as resources to be exploited. And I'd finally realized that the only way to protect myself was to remove her from my life entirely. My parents were horrified. My sister was devastated, both by what she learned and by the fact that she brought this person back into my life. She couldn't stop apologizing, couldn't stop crying, couldn't stop saying she should have asked, should have trusted my judgment, should have respected the boundary even without understanding it. I forgave her eventually, because she genuinely hadn't known, and because she'd made a mistake born from love, however misguided. But it took time, and things between us aren't quite the same as they were before. As for everyone else who was at that party, some people got it. They understood why I'd reacted the way I did once they knew the context. Others thought I was being dramatic, that I should have just been polite and dealt with it privately. Those people aren't in my life anymore either. Here's what I learned from all of this. Your boundaries are yours to set and yours to maintain. You don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting yourself. And the people who truly love you will respect those boundaries even when they don't fully understand them. My sister learned something too. She calls it the ask first rule now. Before she tries to help, before she tries to fix things, before she makes any decisions that involve other people's lives, she asks. Not because she doesn't trust her own judgment, but because she understands that some things aren't hers to judge. I never saw that woman again. She tried to reach out a few times through mutual acquaintances, but I shut it down every time. The last I heard, she'd moved away, started over somewhere else. I hope she's different now. I hope she learned something. But honestly, it doesn't matter to me either way. What matters is that I held my line. I protected my peace. And I'm still standing.